Hello everyone, I'm Tushar SCMHRD. Currently I'm pursuing my MBA in Business Analytics from SCMHRD Pune. Last year I scored a 99.25 percentile in my SNAP. So I think a lot of you will be having this question that what is the right time to prepare for SNAP. I think I personally on your side, I had this question. So I started preparing for SNAP around this time, around the first week of October. And I think the best way to start your preparation is brush up the topics that you feel are not your strengths, and then you start giving your mocks. And whenever you give a mock, you can just take 2 hours to analyze your mock, find out what topics you were bad at, what topics you couldn't solve a single question in, and brush up these topics, practice these questions, and then give your next mock. So I think there's no right or wrong number of mocks to give for SNAP. So I get this question a lot: how many mocks did you give? How many should we give? So there's no right and wrong number of SNAP mocks to give before the exam. I would say whenever you give a mock, have 1 or 2 day gap before you give your next mock, because it's not up to the number of mocks you give, but how well you analyze your mocks that improves your score. So for me, what I used to do is I was a working professional when I was actually preparing for SNAP. So I used to give 3 hours a day during my weekdays because I couldn't afford any more time. So I think roughly that would be your target. During the weekdays, you can give 3 hours to your SNAP preps, but during the weekends, that should be the time when you actually give your SNAP mocks and give. I think I used to give around 7 to 8 hours of my time for SNAP mocks. And during the weekend, target to do 2 or 3 SNAP mocks if you're doing only the mocks during the weekends. And then during the week, you can say that okay, maybe in LR there was a topic, clocks and calendars. I wasn't able to solve any question from that. So during the week you study these topics, and then in the next week you can give your next mock and see how well you did. And it may so happen that whenever you're giving your mock series, it could happen that okay, one particular mock came in where you could not score very well. So don't take this to heart. It may happen that a particular mock, there were some questions from your weak topics and your score dipped. For example, maybe I got a 30-30-30 in my 3 mocks, and then suddenly one mock I got 25. So that does not mean your preparation is going in the wrong way or the direction of the preparation is wrong. You can always expect certain mocks to have a bit, it will be a bit more difficult to you as compared to someone else, so your scores naturally tend to dip. And this is why I would actually personally recommend you to actually give all 3 attempts of SNAP, because just leaving it to luck and leaving it, okay, I'll just give 1 mock and I'll do my best, that does not work out. I hope it works out for you, but I think my personal recommendation would be, if you give all 3 mocks, it could happen that one particular mock could cater to your strengths more than the other mock, and that helps you maximize the score in one of the 3 mocks, because in SNAP there is no score normalization, so your best score out of the 3 is considered, and we as people who gave SNAP, all 3 SNAPs are considered on the same level of difficulty. So giving all 3 mocks is in your best interest. And section-wise strategy, I would tell you for verbal. Verbal was personally my strongest section, and I think if you find verbal a bit hard, if you think that it's your hardest section to give, you should actually read up a lot. Read the editorial sections of newspapers. That helps you improve your vocabulary. SNAP gets a lot of questions from vocabulary and grammar, so brushing up your grammar, learning new words is a very good strategy to actually maximize your score in verbal. And one good thing is that whenever you give a SNAP mock, every time you actually tend to improve your strategy before you give the next mock. So personally, as I went along giving more and more mocks, I realized that verbal is my strongest section. So what I used to do is, it's actually a very good strategy to start your SNAP with your strongest section. So what happens is, what my target was, it has 15 questions of verbal, right? So I used to target to finish these questions in 7 to 8 minutes. And this time I would save to actually give the other topics. For example, I found quants a bit more difficult as compared to the other sections. So I used to spare these spare moments I used to give for my quants and try to maximize my score there. So yes, I think one thing would be brushing up your grammar, brushing up your vocabulary, and that would help maximize your score in verbal. For LR, I would say that LR has some topics like blood relations and clocks and calendars. These are topics that are not asked in any other entrance exams. So I think before you start giving your mocks, you should actually brush up these topics, as I said at the start of the video. Brush up these topics and then start giving your mocks. And if you find that, okay, there was a particular type of question, I wasn't able to answer this, as I said, go through it and then give your next mock. And for quants, a majority of the paper comes from arithmetic. So do brush up your arithmetic very well. Your time, speed, distance, time and work, all your arithmetic, brush it up really well, and then you start giving your mocks, and that will help you maximize your score in quant as well. So I wish you all the best for this year's SNAP, and do well. I hope to see you all at SCMHRD next time. Thank you.